Better than store-bought homemade Pop-Tarts. Brown sugar, cinnamon, and cherry from scratch. You know what? I've never actually seen Kent Rollins in a grocery store, so this is going to be fun.
Here at the store doing a little market research.
Alright, so we're making it better than these.
Pop-Tarts.
We actually do. Well, we don't have all these flavors in the UK. I think we've got like the chocolate and the strawberry, and that's about it in the UK. I've never tried them though. Never tried them.
Fudge. Oh, Oreo. Raspberry, strawberry, blueberry. You know, y'all are family and we really love you.
Wait, is he buying the store Pop-Tarts and then he's going to add to it to make it better?
Because the things that I have to do to try out all of these to figure out which flavor I'm going to make for y'all in a video, I might gain 60 pounds.
Okay.
I had no idea that there were so many flavors of Pop-Tarts. I mean, I've never seen so much in my life. You know, you get to looking around at all of them, but I'm thinking...
Wait, chat, do you guys eat Pop-Tarts or nah? Like, when I see Pop-Tarts, they just seem to me like a very quick... Because I've seen people eat them and I've seen them on movies and that. They just seem like one of those snacks where it's just very quick. You don't eat them because they're great. You just eat them because it's in the cupboard and you've got 30 seconds to leave the house. Pop it in, you go. Right? Is that what they are?
No, I'm just going to stick with my two childhood favorites that have lasted with me. Still today, I love a Pop-Tart. Okay. And that is brown sugar and cinnamon and cherry. You know, I'm going to remake this Pop-Tart with that really good homemade baked crust that I want on it with the nice filling. And you're not going to...
Oh, I hate that. Well, you guys see my PBJ. You guys know I like filling, okay? You guys know I like filling. I hate when you get things and they don't put enough filling in. You bite it and you barely get anything.
Spend all day in the kitchen making it. Whew, this is a really big day because not only do I love a Pop-Tart, but Meiji love a Pop-Tart too, and he got a haircut today, so he's looking awful sharp. But folks, this is really simple. It is. We're going to start with 2 cups of flour, and you need to make sure that it is pretty precise measurement. So we're going to rake that off there.
You usually don't do precise.
I know, but baking needs to be precise. And I told you a lie, it's 3 cups of flour, 3 teaspoons of sugar. What else we got? A teaspoon of salt.
You know what? I feel like I would like a homemade Pop-Tart. And there's somebody I know that's into baking that could probably make one. I don't trust me baking, but Izzy could potentially make a Pop-Tart.
Somebody asked me the other day,
homemade one.
Are your hand measurements pretty precise? Me and Shan did a little deal one time where I'd pour it out there, she'd measure. We was pretty close. Take your whisk. Now, if you're doing this in the house and you've got one of them fancy mixers that's got a dough hook on it,
you put jam in it, right?
Jelly. A whole lot easier. You know this is going to be good when what? It calls for 2 sticks of butter. This is my...
Oh, wait. It always confuses me when I see American butter. I always confuse it with cheese. All the time. Every time I see him hold up American butter, I always think it's cheese.
Good when what? It calls for 2 sticks of butter.
How is that not melting? How is he holding it like that?
This is my kind of deal. Them have been in the freezer chilling. So we just gonna get them down here and grate them in there.
He's grating butter?
That way it makes it really a whole lot easier to incorporate this butter into that flour. So bear with me a minute. We'll try not to get no knuckle fingers in there and keep the hide out of it. So on a ranch one time up in Kansas, they had a really young crew.
It's frozen?
One of them kids about 14. He didn't know the etiquette of being around a wagon. He didn't know you're supposed to not ask the cook what you were having for breakfast. Come in there and he said,
yo, I've never known of anyone to grate butter. I didn't know that was a thing. I did not know that was a thing.
You know, I'd really like for you to fix me a Pop-Tart. Old man told him, you don't never ask the cook what he's cooking. He got up in line. He didn't like eggs, didn't like gravy, didn't like biscuits. So I had to go to town late that evening. So I picked up a box of Pop-Tarts. The next morning, I put them Pop-Tarts in a Dutch oven. Them old timers come up there and I said, let's bless it and let's eat. They opened the lid on that Dutch oven and seen them Pop-Tarts. A lot of them old fellers didn't know what they was. They actually thought that I'd made them. That kid smiled big as Fort Worth, he did. He said, "You have cooked my favorite meal." I said, "Son, I didn't cook them.
Great chicken.
We're probably not going to be having them but today, so you better enjoy."
Yo, bro. Like, even if the butter's frozen, yeah? But I feel like butter melts quick, no? Like, would that not what's the point of, like, grating it? Would it just melt in the bowl? How does it not just melt in the bowl? I'm so confused.
The key to this, too, is cold butter. Now, you can keep it really refrigerated, but I like to chill it, like I say, in that freezer, let it set up good, because that's really what's going to make a great pastry dough. To me, it's sort of like a puff pastry when you get it made, but not near the work. So let me get this butter incorporated in there. You want it sort of like a cracker crumb consistency. So bear with me.
Well, it's massaging it. That seriously looks like cheese.
Well, time for the ice water it is. I got 1/3 of a cup here. We're gonna fill it up once. I don't want you to just pour it right in the middle. I just want you to sort of pour it around the outside edges. Now, when we first put that little dab of water in there, I want you to go ahead and mix it up just a tad, because we're looking for really a shaggy dough on this the way we get started. And I could give you the exact measurements for how much water it is, but folks, it's gonna vary from where you live to where I'm at. Everything gets different in the world. You'll see the consistency that we're after here in a minute. So this is gonna equal 2/3 of a cup. You can see how things have begun to clump together a little and make a little dough ball there. But I'm pretty sure we need to add a little more water, because we can always add some flour to it.
It's looking a bit lumpy. Is it meant to be like that?
1/3 cup. Put it in there. Now comes a really good time.
You think Kent Rollins is the Bob Ross but with food? He is. He definitely is.
For you to flour your hands.
Definitely is.
Don't do this in the kitchen floor. Shen gets so mad when I do it in the kitchen floor. Take your hands, just like when an eagle you see him flying down on, he gonna swoop down in that water and catch that trout. Get your eagle claws ready. And just keep balling that dough up, bringing it
massage
together. And you can see it's pretty sticky, but we're just gonna keep working it here a minute till we get that flour incorporated, and things will be good.
Butter's the way. Oh, cute dog. Oh, it's a big cookie.
Folks, this is my arch nemesis right here.
Wait, why?
How many of you out there barn builders worked on a windmill? Every time you get ready to do that, what happened? Wind blow 30, 40 mile an hour. Look around, Shen. Shh. The breeze is not blowing yet. Saran wrap has dealt me misery for so many years. Put it down on your board if you have to. Tuck them edges.
Oh my God, chat. Don't laugh. But it took me so long to actually realize with saran wrap, you can cut it with the box. Like, I know now, but I kid you not, for like maybe 7 years, I was just ripping it off. I was just ripping. I did realize for so long it had sharp teeth on the box. I know it now. Like, the past few years I've been doing it that way, but like, well, Izzy would say otherwise, because sometimes I still rip it off, but I can't bother. But yeah.
She's under there. Now, we're going to put this dough down
Took me
here.
ages
We're not
to
going to roll it out yet, but I want to try to get it in more of a square shape. Just mash this just a tad. We're going to cover it up here with this good plastic wrap. And folks, I need you to chill this.
That's going to be a big Pop-Tart.
For at least 30 minutes, but I prefer an hour. But if you get busy, you can chill this plum overnight and you'll be ready to go. So I'm going to put it in the ice box and I'll meet y'all back. This has been chilling about an hour. So we're going to unwrap it. And I'm going to tell you this. If you're working in the house or you're doing this and it's pretty warm outside, go ahead, take your knife, cut it right in half.
Okay.
Because we're just going to work half of this at a time. lay this half out there.
Is that sounds so cool?
I'm gonna put this half back over here in the Yeti so it can stay chilled till we get ready for it. Pardon me, Lulu. So we're gonna get us some flour on the board. We're gonna roll this out to 1/8 of an inch.
Oh, why? You know, with the flour on the board and that, why is that? Is it so it don't stick to the board? Is that literally its only purpose? Yeah, so it just don't stick.
It's thick. Now, when you're rolling, I like to roll one way, and then I like to turn it over and roll the other way. There it is, 1/8 of an inch. That is 14 gnat bristle whiskers.
Very flat.
If you've ever measured them, that makes 1/8 of an inch. So, we have got it in pretty good shape. I'm just going to square these edges up. And speaking of Pop-Tarts, look who just showed back up into camp. It is the Schnauzer. And he does love a Pop-Tart. This is the perfect size box to make this as a guide, Duker.
Oh, is this the
box? On this edge.
Why not,
Cut it out.
Why not?
And we're going to put it right here, Duker, for the time being.
Yo, that would only freak me out just because I'm thinking you got it from a shop. Think about how many people was touching that. And now you put it on your food. Would that freak anyone else out? Or is that just me? Is that just me? Am I weird? Or anyone else? Yeah, that box is hella dirty. Hella dirty.
Come on across there. If you're making these at home and you don't want to use a box, do a 3x5.
Joe's will die when he cooks. That is true. That is true.
Now, if you're making this, half of that dough is what we use, so the whole thing is going to make about 8 Pop-Tarts.
Okay.
So, what do we got here? Cherry preserves. We're just talking like about
cherry preserves?
We're just going to rake her in there.
What is that? Is that like jam? Knife. Like my jam?
Now, when you're doing this, you can spread it out however you want, but
it does look like my jam.
I'd say at least 1/4 to 1/2 inch away from the sides and the end. And then we're just going to take this other half. Make sure all your sides match, okay? Put them right here on top of this one. Take your fork. We want to crimp it really.
Oh, see, like, you know for a fact this is going to be so much better than the store Pop-Tarts. Just because you're using good jam. Do you know what I mean? And you're putting as much like, I'd probably do more filling than that. But you could put whatever amount of filling you want in. Oh, yeah. It'd be so much better.
Good, so mash it hard. We don't want any of our filling to run out. You can use any filling you want. Preserves, cherry, apple, strawberry, peach, whatever you want to put in them.
They do look good, and they're not even cooked yet.
So now it is time for the brown sugar cinnamon, which is a popular, they say, at the Pop-Tart factory. So what I did was take 4 tablespoons of butter, get it melted in there on low heat. Then I added brown sugar, then I added a little bit of flour, then I added some cinnamon. Stir that up over low heat till it sort of begins to, I don't want it to be a caramel, I want it to be more like it'll nearly stay on the spoon, about like that. Now, if you get it too thick and you need to thin it, just add you a little bit of cream
or a little
bit of water and you'll be in fine shape. Put about a tablespoon of this right here.
Okay.
Give it a little spread.
Oh, that does look good.
If you had you some chopped pecans and put
in
there,
that does look good.
It'd be just fine too. When you put them together like that, got the filling in there, take you a fork and prick you some holes in each one of them, which lets the steam escape out of there so your dough don't break apart as it is breaking and rising a little. So I'm going to cut me some parchment paper the same size as that Dutch oven. I'm going to egg wash these here, lay them in there in that parchment paper. I'm going to cook them on the fire because it is.
Hey, listen, this is how you know my cooking's getting better, chat. I already know why he does the egg wash. To make the flour even more crispier. Right? Right? The egg wash is like kind of like the same idea when I do my grilled cheese with the butter on the outside.
Pop-tart time.
Oh, it's made for the colour as well. Oh. Oh, and it's for the colour. Oh. Golden and crispy. Right, okay. Both. That's such a cute part.
Well, if you're cooking these in the house, remember you've preheated that oven to 375 degrees. It's going to take you about 20 minutes. Just watch it there till they get golden brown. But right there at the end, all you got to do is mix up a really simple icing, which is just a little powdered sugar, a little heavy cream.
See, this is what I will skip on. I don't like icing. Are you guys a massive fan of icing? I don't like icing. So I'd skip on the icing, but the rest looks banging. Really good. I actually would really like that.
Little almond extract really goes good with that cherry, but if you want to leave it out there and use vanilla, that is fine too. Just brush it on there right there at the last. Let it just cook about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of icing.
Take them out, put them on a wire rack, let them cool. We're going to eat them. Now, when we're placing these on the Dutch oven to cook them, there's pretty heavy coals around the outside, and I'd say sort of light on top, because we really want that bottom to brown, and this is really a good beginner dish, because when you get these made, you can take the lid off of them, get you a fork, flip that edge up to where you can see under there. That way you'll know, is it just right, a little more browning, or did you go too low?
To be fair, anything with like jam filling or jelly filling is 10 out of 10. For me anyway. Do you guys agree? Like anything, like that is just like the ultimate filling, man. That's why these are so good. Just jam, like the strawberry jam or jelly, whatever you want to call it. It's so good. So good. Stick it in anything. Oh, yeah. Hey, more filling than the store Pop-Tarts.
Now, if you're cooking these in a Dutch oven, I ended up checking that bottom and took it off the bottom heat because there was a brown.
Oh my God, I hope he cooks an actual Pop-Tart, like the store one, and then compares it side by side.
As I was wanting them to be. Put a little icing. Make sure you get them things out there and let them set on a wire rack until they're cooled, because that stuff will stick to the roof of your mouth better than polygrip stick to dentures, and you won't never get it off. These have been cooling a little, I think. First, I'm going to
Mom, why did you make some Pop-Tarts?
You see all that good looking filling in there? Can you hear that crunch?
Yeah,
that is the star of the show.
Sounds good.
And that is the crust. Make you want to break down, do the Pop-Tart shuffle.
Pop-Tart shuffle? Is that a thing?
That's so good. Brown sugar and cinnamon.
That looks gooey.
Yeah, and that's what you like, ain't it, Lulu?
Can dogs have cinnamon?
I'm just going to tell the Pop-Tart people up there, wherever they're from, at Kellogg's or whoever it is, you better go with this recipe and this recipe. You'll sell out quicker.
Do you have a favorite?
I think if I was having breakfast, I would go with the cherry. If I was having lunch and this was dessert after it
more
sit out there just a minute, I would go with this. You can't go wrong, and remember, you can put any kind of filling you want in these. Had some really good help today, didn't I, Mage? And everybody loves pie dough. Mage has been out here helping the longest, so he gonna get the first bite. Duggar, can you stand up for it? He said, no, it's not cheese. Lou, I can't even see where you're at. Good girl. Everybody got a bite.
Well,
hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I do, because this is really one of my favorite things to eat if I'm going down the road or anywhere else. But hey, you see me checking that with that lid lifter? If you're doing some Dutch oven cooking, be sure you get one of these, because this thing holds a lid so well. What's that medieval device? You're not going to lose none of them coals. You can look on our website. They are sure there. But
they're cool though. They're cool. Hey, there you go, chat. If you like some Pop-Tarts and you want to make some better homemade ones, boom.